Well, hey, congratulations for American Skin for all three of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's your buddy that just left?
Oh, that's my cat, Nina. For some unknown reason, she always shows up when the Zoom camera's on. Once the Zoom camera's off, the cats ignore me for some unknown reason.
You got a star on your hands.
That's right. That's right. So let's start off with the easy question. What attracted you, all three of you, to a film like this? Because this film is going to get a lot of buzz. Who wants to start?
I'll start. Okay, Shane.
Go
ahead. We've answered this question obviously a lot today, but I'm not tired of my answer because it just rings so true to me. I met Nate briefly at a Sundance Film Festival when American Skin, but it would have been in the Sundance Film Festival had we had it this year when Birth of a Nation was out, and I was down there doing a movie myself, Southside with You, and I met him briefly, and I told him that he should just kind of put away get a little area on his mantelpiece because he was going to get some Oscars. And just knowing the commitment to the artistry that this man has, I was so impressed with the way he did everything in that movie and the way the movie came out that I was like, oh my God, one day I hope to work with him. And that day came and he asked, through the Twinkie Bird, the casting director, he asked for me to be in the film. And I jumped at the opportunity. Before I even read the script, I knew I was going to do it. And I was working in Atlanta. So I flew in, did the job, got back on the plane and flew back to finish shooting my TV series that I star in. But it was so important to me to be a part of this, to work with him because I have such mad respect for him and just his work ethic and his artistry. But also when I read the script, I knew how important it was. And I personally just love the twist that he put on it, the what if, because so many stories are told the same way, boy meets girl, boy falls in love, But how can you make that story different? Black boy getting shot by cops. Unfortunately, it's a story that we know all too well. But how can you make that story different and make people think differently about it? And when I read that, that's what really, I was going to do it anyway, to be honest with you, but that's what really was like, oh, I got to do this. So I jumped through hoops to get back to LA in order to be a part of this film.
Shane, Sierra, what about you two?
I agree. Just the message that this film was going to convey and hopefully inspire people to, start having open and honest conversations about topics that might be uncomfortable. That's what convinced me, in addition to just being a huge fan of Nate Parker's and wanting to work with him. That's honestly what convinced me to do this, regardless of, how big the film is, or regardless of the type of role that I would be playing. I was like, I have to be a part of this.
And Shane?
Yeah, it was the money. No. I really loved the message, and I was a huge fan of Nate's. I wanted to work with him. I saw his work in The Great Debaters and, of course, Birth of a Nation, and it was just, especially as a young artist, seeing it, I was like that what I want my career to look like. I want it to look something like that, is plugged into my purpose and doing work that is just bigger than me, just doing something that's bigger than me that will spark the conversation that can bring about some change yeah, that's why. Sorry, I lost my train of thought, but that's why we do it, as artists. That's why we get involved with work is to change the world. So yeah, it was just a great experience.
What do you guys think about the timeliness of the film, and what do you expect that we should learn from something like this?
Well, I think the timing of it is perfect. We've answered this question, and once again, it's a question that's going to be asked a lot because of the series of events that have taken place the last couple of years since the movie was shot. And I think the timing couldn't be more perfect. It's a great movie. It would have been great if it came out last year when it was supposed to, but I think it's even better because of the series of events, especially last week with the taking over the Capitol, because now we're all forced to look at each side, each color. What happened? What could have happened? What's unfair? Why do you get to do this and I don't get to do that? Because what has happened in our country is still very relevant to what happens when a police officer gets with a young black man. It's the same thing. I mean, yeah, these are protesters or anarchists, or you could call them peaceful protesters, or whatever you want to say. But everybody has a point of view that they're showing up with that day. Things go awry. Things go awry when the police stops a young person. So it's so timely, and it's better now, I think, than when it would have come out, because we have so many lessons and so many stories and so many examples that we can attach to this movie. And I think that's what's important.
Yeah.
How is Nate Parker as a director, and how is Nate Parker as an actor? Is he entirely different as two different people, or he's pretty much the same?
It's all one amazing artist.
Yes.
I mean, it is, and Sierra will agree with me, I'm sure. We learn something every single day on the set. But no matter when it came down to the wire, we were trying to get a scene, the way in which he operated with grace and just warmth and class. I mean, that was something that I will take away from this experience. He knew everybody's name. Everybody's idea was important. He thanked everybody for being a part of the project, because when you're making an indie film, you don't have the biggest budget, but what you do have is the passion. What you do have, and if you're fortunate, you have the talent, and we did in our case, from crew to cast to DP to lighting to everybody. It was an amazing thing to watch. It was amazing to see him go and do a captivating performance, then break it and talk to Sierra and I if we had questions, and talk to the makeup and adjust something on the lighting and adjust something on the ground. I mean, he was active, and I am in awe. I don't know how he did it, but he's plugged into his purpose.
Yeah, what he had to do was not easy. I direct episodic, and I've done some shorts and stuff. I've never directed a feature, but I've had to direct myself in my TV show, and I'm the director and I'm the lead actress. That is not an easy thing to do, because you've got compartmentalize everything in your brain, all the different entities that need to be done. You're working with the cast, you're looking at the DP, you're looking at the lights, you're looking at little things, little details around your scene, and you got to direct yourself. So what he did is badass. Trust me. To a feature film like that, to write it, direct it, produce it, star in it, and his attention to detail is what really impressed me the day that I was on set. Just the little things, but those little things make a huge difference. And the way he communicates with the actor, he's an actor, so he knows how to communicate with actors. But he's an artist, so he knows how to communicate with the DP and with the sound guy and with craft service. And all those things are important. But what he's doing is really, really not easy at all. So he gets like thumbs up 10 for badass director, writer, producer, actor, all around guy.
That's an excellent answer. Well, hey, to all three of you, congratulations on this. There's going to be award buzz surrounding this film, obviously, and I'm so glad that all three of you got to be a part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you
so much.